Hi everybody, Avana Intuitive here with our weekly astrology tarot card picks for the week using, as always, the Radiant Rider Waite Smith tarot deck. Because it's a full moon today for April 1st, 2026, and because it's April Fool's Day, that is like, okay, it really doesn't matter. I mean, that's good, but it is what it is. But because it's a full moon, I've actually picked out already. I don't know what they are, but I set the intention for a Moonology Oracle card from Yasmin Boland for each sign, which I will incorporate into each reading. A couple of things for entertainment purposes only, as we know. Entertainment purposes only. I have each astrology sign timestamp below, so please feel free to just go down to the description and find your sign so you don't have to watch the whole thing or, whatever to get to your sign. That all being said, I am shuffling the deck, and again, I'm going to do a reading with the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck, and I'm going to also add a card in for the Moonology. Those I have pre-picked, but I don't know what they are. So they're sitting out here, and as I get to your sign, I'll let you know that at the end because it's a full moon today. So that all being said, full moon, good night to put out your crystals and things like that, anything that needs charged in the moonlight. So water, if you want to, have a pitcher of water get charged or something like that, clear out those crystals. And there you go. All right, so without further ado, here we go. This is Aries. This is Aries for the week of April 1st. Let me grab the Moonology card. All right. First card up, Seven of Cups. Here we are, right? Spoiled for choice. Which direction do we go? This is a card of spoiled for choice, but it's also a card of being discerning. You might have a lot of choices on the table. Some of these choices are good, some of them aren't. So just making sure that you're discerning. And I like this because the next card you get here is this Magician card. This is like using all your tools to move forward, right? He has all the tools here on the table. He can use all of them to move forward. He's pointing to the heaven. He's pointing to earth, that connection of heaven and earth energy, right? As above, so below. And he's got all these choices. So, keeping in mind, you have this beautiful energy. And then this outcome card is the King of Swords. This is really using your mind, using your thought process to go through whatever you need to do this week. It might be a good idea to go through and really be data oriented and making sure, again, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. And then the Moonology card that you get is the full moon in Scorpio. And it says it's time to release negativity. So I really like that because with this reading, it's time to move forward. It might be time to move forward, taking a look at all your options and release that negativity if you have it, if you feel like you need to, and moving forward. So it seems, Aries might be a good week to move forward for you. All right, here we go. Next up is Taurus. This is for Taurus for the week of April 1st, 2026. As I said, I'm going to pick the three cards from the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck, and then I also have already pre-pulled the Moonology cards. I don't know what they are, but they're up here on my desk all over, and I pulled one for each sign, so we'll see what that is. So here we are, Taurus for the week of April 1st, 2026. Grab the card here. First card up is this beautiful Knight of Pentacles. Love this card. This is a card of reliability, stability. It's also a card, if you notice this field here, planting new seeds, right? It's probably the slowest card in the deck. When we plant a seed, we don't expect to get something the next day, right? We don't expect to have, a full harvest. It takes time, right? Reliability, stability, being grounded. And then I love this because then you get the Fool card. And this card is like, it might be time to take that leap of faith. There's nothing wrong with taking a leap of faith if you're ready and if things, look like you're ready to move forward, but also knowing that I'm going to take that leap of faith, but then I'm going to have to plant some seeds too, right? And take my time and nurture that leap of faith. This outcome card here is the Page of Pentacles. This is also a Pentacles card like the Knight of Pentacles, being grounded, but learning, right? I get this idea, all this golden light. I love this, okay? All this golden light in these cards showing, moving forward, learning, having faith in the universe, right? And having faith in yourself that this is the right direction or this is a direction I'm going to try. I mean, worst case scenario, it's not a great direction. And then you learn that too. Then you're like, I'm going to move to another direction. Now, to get the Moonology card here, this is the full moon in Pisces, and it says balance, spirituality, and practicality, which I love because, yeah, it's a balancing act, isn't it? It's moving forward, but then it's stopping and planting some seeds. So you know, this week might just be a time of you're just balancing things, but moving forward nonetheless. Because you know, I just been, you know, it's not like we go up and down, up and down. We go up and down, but then you see how we're balancing this, but we're constantly moving forward. We're constantly growing. So there you go. All right, next up is Gemini. This is for Gemini for the week of April 1st. 2026. Let me write the timestamp down. This is for Gemini for the week of April 1st, 2026. Just as a reminder, I'm pulling some cards from the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck, and I've also pulled a Moonology card because it's the full moon. First card I get, oh, here, let me pull, and I don't know what these cards are with the Moonology. I pulled those prior, but they're upside down, so I can't see them. First card I get is this Three of Wands. This week you might be really watching your ships come in, looking for something, a new direction, right? Like things to like make things work smoother, right? Cutting unnecessary things out. Page of Wands. This is also a learning process, moving forward, being creative. Hey, you have the Three of Wands, you have this Page of Wands. It's like, I'm going to try, if I don't do this today, like if I don't do something on my to-do list, will it really matter? I don't know, right? Let's see. Maybe I get a lot of pushback, and maybe nobody notices and it's not a big deal. But I love it because this is asking you to move forward and, you know, try something new, try something creative to make things go smoother. Your outcome card here is this Three of Cups, and this Three of Cups is like abundance. It's like toasting the universe, right? For your abundance, fertility, for happiness, friends. So it's like, yeah, everything's moving forward. So like nice. I mean, and so stay in that groove, right? Your Moonology card is the North Node, and it says, oh, step out of your comfort zone. Yes, learning, moving forward, cutting some things out that you may not need to do, adding some things. Maybe you need to add something to your to-do list that helps you to move faster or more efficient, or you learn something that really is helpful. So there we go, Gemini, a good week of learning and moving forward. Here we are now for Cancer. This is for Cancer for the week of April 1st, 2026. I'm going to, again, as I've told every other sign, I'm going to pull the three cards from the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck. And this is for April 1st for Cancer. And then I have pre-pulled some Moonology cards. I do not know what they are. But I have done that because it's a full moon today. First card out is this King of Wands. Yes, sitting in your power, right? I love this because this is a really powerful card. You're sitting in your power. You understand all the data. You got it. And you understand your intuition. That's probably why you're here, because you are drawn to developing your intuition and moving forward. Eight of Cup cards. This is leaving for something better, right? This is almost like when you find a new job. When you leave the job, the cups don't fall, right? The previous job, somebody else gets that, everything's fine, but you're leaving and moving on to something new. Two highly intuitive cards. This is an intuitive card with the moon. You're using your intuition, and I love it because you're also grounded with this Knight of Pentacles card. You're also grounded, and you're like, I'm looking forward. I'm stable. I'm grounded. Even though you may be moving forward, okay, and you may be leaving something behind, it doesn't mean that you're not reliable. You have stability, you know, and planting new seeds to grow. I picked your full moon card, your Moonology card for the full moon, and it says this is a full moon in Gemini, okay? And it says the answers you need are coming. This may be why this Knight of Pentacles is here, because this is a very stable card, right? The slowest card in the deck. Just waiting, you know, not moving, because the answers you need may very well be coming. So there's nothing wrong with that. It might be a good week to really use that intuition as always, but to also, you know, wait around a little bit, see what else you find out. All right, next up here is Leo. Leo, this is for the week of April 1st, 2026. I am pulling three cards from the Radiant Rider Waite Smith, say that 3 times fast, deck. And I also have pulled a Moonology card because it's the full moon. So I pulled a Moonology card, and I will also, I don't know what it is though. I pulled out one, set the intention for everybody, and pulled some cards. So here we go. First card I get is this Nine of Wands. You know what? You may be feeling a bit battered about things, about beaten about the head, but look at all this. You have all this, like, all this creativity, all this, like, data, all these people. There's plenty of people backing you up. You may be forging some new roads. I just heard some of you may be forging new things in your life moving forward, but you're feeling a little beat up by it maybe, right? Also, then you get this Ten of Swords. This is like, hey, I've been stabbed in the back before. Listen, we all have. What I love about this card is now you know who to avoid, what to avoid, right? Like, I don't want this to happen again. And I love it because you see the sun is rising. That's in the past. If you have lessons that you've kept in your back pocket on something, this may be time to say, you know what, maybe I won't move forward on this right now, or maybe I'll go a different way and work around an issue. You know what, this is, you know, very much just saying you've kind of learned your lesson in a way. Somebody hasn't backed you, whatever. So you kind of are going to move around that issue or that person. And seeing all these, you know, oh my goodness, like these are like, but these are good cards because it's like being forewarned is being forearmed, right? So, you know, moving forward, I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to make sure that I, you know, keep my lessons I've learned in my back pocket. I'm going to keep those in mind too. So your outcome card though is this Ace of Cups. It's like a beautiful new emotional beginning, right? When I see this card with this host on it and that, it's like, it's almost like Source really comes through, you know, there's a good chance that Source is going to really come through with a really new emotional beginning for you coming up. And then your Moonology card is this full moon in Taurus, and it says your dreams need a practical plan. And that's actually kind of what I've been saying before I even saw this card. Yeah, you know what your dreams are, you know where to move forward, but you have to be practical about it, right? You know what, I've stepped in things here or there, or I've had some issues. Stay away from those things and move forward because your dreams need a practical plan. But everybody's dreams need a practical plan. So the key is putting that dream in motion. All right, now here we are at Virgo. Virgo, here we go. I'm pulling 3 cards as I always do from the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck. And I've also pulled a Moonology card. I don't know what it is. I pulled one for every sign. So I'll read that too, since it's a full moon today. So Virgo for April 1st. Here we go, 2026. First card is the Hangman. This is kind of funny, and you'll see why. This is like standing at, like we're hanging around in place. Everybody knows I'm a Virgo. We're hanging around in place, looking at things from a new perspective, getting new ideas, you know, hanging around, waiting for our time to move forward. But listen to this, Ace of Pentacles, a new fertile beginning. It might really be time to put where the rubber meets the road, right? Put the pedal to the metal. Might be time, might not, only you know. But you know what? I love this Ace of Pentacles. That's peek. She's getting ready to take a nap. Moving forward, right, to a fertile new beginning. And then not only Ace of Pentacles, but Ace of Cups, a new emotional beginning, right? So yeah, it might be time to come off of this. You know, it might be time for us to take, you know, dip a cautious toe in those waters and move forward. And this is why I laugh, because new moon in Aries, and you know what it says? It's time to take action. Hey, only we know ourselves personally if it's time to take action or not. But you know what? It sounds like a lot of new beginnings, and it's time to I just heard it might just really be time to just wade into the waters and get started, right? All right, next up here is Libra. Here we go. This is for my Libra friends. As I've told every sign, I am getting pulling cards from the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck. I also have pulled a Moonology Oracle card because it's a full moon today. So here we go. I'm gonna shuffle these. Wait, that shuffle didn't really work. I'm gonna do this shuffling. Okay, and this is again for Libra for the week of April 1st, 2026. One card fell. I'm gonna grab it. And as I grab that, I'll grab the Moonology card. So there we go. All right, here we go, Libra. First cup up. Page of Cups. This is using discernment. This is making sure that, you know, it could also be listening to your dreams. This card can represent that. Any kind of dreams. If you're journaling, keep an eye on what your dreams are telling you. And I just heard if you are doing that, you don't have to, but if you are, it might be something that's watch your dreams for like a couple of weeks. It might not just be one night thing. If you're journaling your dreams, take a look over the last few weeks. You might find a message there for yourself. But also being discerning, right? And making sure that the information you're getting matches. I heard 2 things, not only what you know or what the logical way that you think things should go, but also making sure that the information you're getting is not just matching the way you're going, but that it's even correct to begin with. So just keep that in mind. King of Cups, like riding the waves, right? We all know that there's emotional waves in all of our lives. This King of Cups, he knows. He's like, I sit here and I enjoy my life. And yeah, I know things are going on. And, not that I'm not going to fix them or correct them, but I also know that life has waves in it. And you know what? You just ride the waves. This Eight of Cups, walking away to something better, right? Leaving for a new job, I even said that for some of you, I just heard, or leaving for a new home. Maybe you're moving. So keeping all this in mind, maybe you just moved, being April 1st, maybe you're in a new place, starting the new month here, but moving to smoother waters, leaving for something better. And then you get this third quarter moon and it says adjustments are required. Only you know if adjustments are required or not. But yes, this is funny because, having this card in, you may be needing to take a strong look at things to make sure that things are how you want them to be, right? And if not, you make some adjustments and you move on, right? We don't have to get all crazy about everything. Just do what we have to do and move on. But we do it with kindness, compassion, love, right? I mean, it's not just, throw everything into a tailspin. That's not what I'm saying. But we can, whatever we need in life, right? We can get it and we can do it with kindness, compassion, and love, and the universe provides. So there we go. All right, next up here is Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, just like I told everyone else, I'm pulling the 3 cards from the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck. And I've also pulled a Moonology card. And I don't know what it is. I pulled those with an intention. I set the intention when I pulled them, but they're all, I can't see what the card is. So here we go, Scorpio. This is for April 1st, 2026. First card is this Two of Cups. Sharing, right? Seeing eye to eye with people. I love this. It could be a significant other. It could be, somebody at work. It just could be anyone you meet, whatever. Also, when I see this, it's had a caduceus. I'm pretty sure that's how you say that. When I see this, it kind of triggers in me that if you need to see a doctor or whatever, you should do that. But you might also get some good medical advice. You might not. I mean, again, you have to be discerning. But it always makes me think that if you're having an issue, it might be time to go see your doctor or go see another doctor. It might be a good time to do that. Funny I should say that, because then the Seven of Swords card this is a strategy change. You may need to be making a change in strategy so that your outcome for you is better, is smoother, right? Page of Swords. Yeah, again, here he is learning how to use this sword, right? When the pages, they're like late teens, early 20s, learning how to move forward in the world. It may be time for some adjustments because I love this. You get the full moon in Libra as your Moonology card, and it says a win-win outcome is forecast. Who knows, right? Who knows if a win-win outcome is forecast? But keep that in mind and move forward with that energy, and hopefully a win-win outcome will happen, right? So, but again, I hear that you won't have any chance of a win-win outcome if you don't do anything. It might behoove you to go in and make some changes and make some strategy changes as you move forward. All right, next up is Sagittarius. This is Sagittarius for the week of April 1st, 2026. And as I reminded everyone, I am pulling the cards from the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck, but I've also pulled a Moonology card for everyone. So that it will also, now I pulled that earlier, so basically just so things go a little faster here. Okay, first card up is the Page of Cups. Discernment. Maybe your dreams. If this card comes up, if you journal your dreams, you might want to take another look at that or continue to journal for a few weeks, see if you get any messages in your dreams. But also make sure that people are giving you messages. You see this fish in this cup, that people are giving you, if they're giving you messages, that they make sense to you, right? Using your discernment. This card to me is discernment and listening. Does that make sense? And I just heard too, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And it might be, somebody might be telling you something that you want to hear and you're hearing it, but just keep in mind that there may be like an ulterior motive behind that. So just keeping that in mind as you move forward. You then get the Sun card, which I love because the Sun card is moving forward. It's always a yes card. I mean, this is the most positive card in the deck, but it's also an illuminating card. So while this is a little bit like, I just heard like Neptune, where it's kind of like misty, and it's like, oh, I don't know. It's like dream. I don't know. This will illuminate, the answers the motives, whatever's there, which I love. And then the Queen of Cups card, using your intuition, right? This Queen of Cups represents intuition and the smooth waters. And just, you know, I almost hear like taking your time to get some more information, to feel, how do I feel about this situation, right? There's nothing to rush into. And then your Moonology card is the full moon in Sagittarius, and it says, yeah, look at the bigger picture, which kind of makes sense, right? Taking your time, looking at the bigger picture, waiting for more information to come in, and then, you know, moving forward. All right, so here we go. The next up, let me just mark this time stamp down. Next up here is Capricorn. Capricorn, how are you today? I am good. I am shuffling the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck, right? We're going to shuffle that, see what the astrological tarot card outlook is for the week of April 1st. And I also pulled a Moonology card. So let's see what we get. Now, I pulled those earlier. I set the intention. I pulled them. I don't know what they are. I pulled one for each sign. So here we go. Going to just... All right, Capricorn. Okay, Knight. I was like thinking King. I'm like, no, Page. No, it's the Knight of Wands. Getting ready to like spring forward with an idea, but it's not. I'm hearing like it may not be time to spring forward. Like this horse is like back on its haunches and it's getting ready to spring, but it's not quite ready. You do get this World card. This World card signifying you're moving through a new phase, which I kind of I almost just saw this horse, right? This knight kind of going through. I kind of just got an image of going through this wreath, okay, of this World card, moving forward, but still a little bit of hesitation. The Two of Wands is also some hesitation, right? It's kind of like, I don't know, where do I want to go next? Getting ready. I feel like you have the energy. You may not have everything in place though, right? You may not have all the steps in place. While you want to move forward, while you're going to move forward at some point, you kind of are like, I'm still looking like, is this really the direction I want to go? And then I love this for you because you get this disseminating moon and it says, take time to breathe out, which kind of gives me the feeling that it might be a good idea to just step back, take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, right? And just kind of recalculate, just make sure before you make that leap of faith, that as many things are in place as you can possibly get in place. So there we go. Okay, next up is Aquarius. Here we go, Aquarius. This is for the week of April 1st, 2026. As I've told everyone, I'm pulling the 3 cards from the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck. And I also pulled a Moonology card for everyone. So those are upside down. I can't see them, but I set the intention for the week of April 1st. So here we go. Let's see what we have for April 1st. Oh, good grief. This is for Aquarius for 2026. Moving forward, right? The Queen of Swords. Moving forward, ready to go. I've got all the information I need. And you know what? I love that because the funny thing is, right? I'm hearing move forward, like you're looking forward. You might not be moving forward. She is sitting there. You might not be moving forward, but you're definitely looking, getting ready to move forward. But then you have this 4 of Pentacles card, like you're holding on to your resources, your time, your energy, your money, right? Your knowledge. You're kind of holding on to it. And then you get the slowest card of the deck, which is this Knight of Pentacles. And it's like, but yet there's new seeds to be sown, right? Because she's getting ready. She's like, I'm ready to move forward. Maybe not so much, right? With this 4 of Pentacles, and then just slowing down. And then I love it though, because you get the full moon in Cancer and it says a personal issue reaches resolution. And I just am hearing, this may or may not be the case, but I'm just hearing like almost by just sitting and like grounding yourself, which would really be this Knight of Pentacles because, Pentacles are the ground. That's where the personal issue reaches resolution. Like, it's almost like you change strategies or something that's been going on. You're like, you know what? It doesn't bother you anymore. Or you figure out something to do so that it doesn't bother you. So I love that, it might just be spending some time, that I hear grounding might be an important thing for you to do this week to get this personal issue to reach resolution, maybe a little bit faster, and in a little bit more grounded way, right? All right, now here we go. This is for Pisces. Pisces for the week of April 1st, 2026. Pisces, I am using, as I've told everyone else, the Radiant Rider Waite Smith deck. And I'm shuffling that. And I also pulled a Moonology card. I did pull those earlier. I don't know what they are. They're, you know, they're upside down. So, but here we go. I'm going to give you this. It's April 1st, 2026 for Pisces. I'm going to do one more shuffle. First card I get is this Two of Pentacles. Juggling, right? Juggling the day-to-day stuff, right? There's some waves back here. There's some ships. It could represent maybe foreign investments or something like that. But really, it's just, to me, like you're just juggling that to-do list. And you're keeping everything up in the air, right? It's like, yeah, this is how we do it, right? No big deal. Knight of Cups. You may be getting some information this week, or somebody might be coming in to help you out, okay? This can mean a good message coming in. It could mean a new significant other, right? Maybe you meet somebody, a new romantic interest, but something coming in, maybe coming in this week, that helps you to really clarify where your next steps are. And then you get this Eight of Cups, like you're leaving for something better, right? You're walking away. You're not causing any destructions. Like when you leave a job, you know, you leave the job, you don't just, you know, the job doesn't go away. The job sits there. Someone else takes that position, but you are moving away. But your intuition is playing a big role in this. And it's almost going to hinge on whatever this person or this information is, this maybe letter. Oh, and then I love this. Here's your Moonology card, and it's Blue Moon, and it says, believe in the impossible. You know, here, look at these, big moon here. Yeah, it might be time, and like believe in good news coming in. Believe in it. It's almost like picture it, visualize what you want, right? And then voila, it very well may come in, right? So there you go. That's all I have for you today. This is, of course, our April 1st Wednesday readings. I will be back tomorrow with an energy reading for the week, and I will be back on Friday with a weekend energy reading of the week, both with 3-card picks. And until then, namaste.